Anthony Davis responded to what Darvin Ham is having the big three run in order to make themselves work. So Davis said, I think the biggest thing was everybody trying to be selfless, and now everybody is being aggressive. Russ, you get it, go. Bron, you get it, go. I get it, and go. Whoever. And that's been very helpful for all of us. Davis also added, obviously we're unselfish teammates, and we want to pass and do things for our teammates, but at the same time, we have to get going as well. And I think that that's been the biggest change that we wanted to see from us three so far is whoever gets it, let's be aggressive because it's going to open the floor for everybody else. He also added, when we're all trying to be unselfish and share the wealth, the ball kind of ends up getting lost around the perimeter or we're going up against the shot clock. But when something is staying aggressive and Russ is getting downhill, which I've talked about a lot, but Bron is getting downhill, it opens up the floor because they're aggressive where guys have to help out. They can kick it out to shooters. And then Darvin Ham even added, we have a three-man package, actually a play call that they've been thriving in, and it involves all three of them. I look forward to that being a very, very high level. And there's different nuances in it that they can play around with. I trust all three of those guys. So obviously, our season is going to rest on these three, and these three figuring it out and making it work, right? And I love the aggressiveness that Darvin Ham is having these guys go. And that's something I've talked about on this channel countless times. You have a guy like Russell Westbrook who's a nonstop motor, a nonstop engine. You got a bunch of young guys. There shouldn't be time of just like, if you got it and you can go and you can beat the defense down the court, do it, right? Get possessions, get those extra possessions, get to the hoop, things like that. Like Davis says, Russ gets the rebound. He's running down with a full head of steam, and then all the shooters spread out, boom, 4 in, 1 out, all that stuff. And Darvin Ham, if you've watched this channel or even just seen the videos on the scrimmages and even the training camp in general, Darvin Ham has put tape on the floor and things like that so everyone knows where they need to be in those situations. You got a guy like LeBron James who is basically an and one machine. Good luck trying to stop him with the head of steam. Same thing with Russell Westbrook. A lot of these young guys can run and gun. All of our bigs can run and gun. We would be in a great position to just have these guys go, keep the pace going. Last season, we were top 5 in pace, and we were top 5 in fast break points. This season, I expect us to be one, if not, top 3 at the worst, especially if this is the plan. This is the model, especially with Russell Westbrook. And I've said this more than anything. Yes, it is nice to have some play sets, which Darvin Ham relayed, that they have play sets. And if you watch some of the scrimmage stuff, you see a lot of pick and roll action with Russell Westbrook, which was hugely effective for the Lakers last season, right? They ran it like 9 times. They scored 8 and 9 times, and then they just stopped running it, right? And then Darvin Ham even says that he has a play that involves all 3 of these guys that will give them multiple options, which is good. Right? If you find something that is effective, he says it'll be a very, very high level. So if it is a high level play that you can score repeatedly on, keep doing it until the teams figure it out. They never figure it out, then they never figure it out. But I think your biggest strength with Russell Westbrook is his engine, is his motor to just go. And that's also why I think he plays a lot of minutes with the bench unit, because I really think you can just put Russ in with a bunch of the young and gun guys, and every possession, it is a full head of steam. Like whether we're the best team or not, we might be the fastest and most, physically conditioned. Wear the other team down. And then when LeBron and Davis and Patrick Beverly and guys like that come in, then, to close out the game, hopefully, they're rested, they're ready to go. And Russ and the young guys have just worn the other team down, and you get some wins, you sneak some wins. I think that this is a great option. I've also said with the 4-out, 1-in offense that Darvin Ham wants to run, Russ is going to have a lot of opportunities to just go down with the head of steam. He's going to be able to go downhill, get to the basket. They're going to be able to put him on an island through the, just pick and roll and dump downs, stuff like that. Darvin Ham has talked about wanting to have Russ get a lot of post-up touches because, look, if you spread the floor, you got Russ down low, and you can get him in 1-on-1 action. Good luck to whoever's guarding him on that island. Russ's athleticism, just quickness, all of that stuff, he's going to get easy buckets. Now, he's got to finish his layups and all of those things, but put him in that position. Give him that opportunity. Allow him to thrive. I really do. I really like what I've seen and what I've heard from Darvin Ham and these guys. I really think Darvin Ham has all these guys knowing their role, which is huge. That's the big thing. That's the big difference between this year and last year. Last year, how many times did we see guys that didn't even know where they were supposed to be? It was a mess. It seemed like no one really had, planned out roles or play sets or anything. Like nothing was being called, stuff like that. And that's what Darvin Ham even points out. This time around, we're going to have set plays. We're going to have things that allow us to generate easy buckets. And that is something we didn't really have last year. It was almost like Frank Vogel just had these guys go out there and figure it out. Go and play. And in some cases, okay, fine. But not over a full game, over every game, especially when things aren't working. Things were going great, and the Lakers started the season 10-0 last year and something like that. Okay, fine. All right, I understand Frank Vogel, but that's not what happened. We were atrocious last year. And it's like you didn't structure any plays, you didn't run any sets, you just hoped that LeBron and Westbrook could figure it out, and you just had them on the court constantly all the time. I really don't think Darvin Ham's going to do that. I think when Russ is on the court with LeBron and Davis, I think he's setting screens. I think, he's a roll man. He's, off to the races. They're going to run that play that Darvin Ham's talking about. We'll see what that is once the time comes, all that stuff. But I think for the most part, a majority of the game, I think Russ is going to be playing with the bench guys. I think you're going to have LeBron, Davis. They'll be running their unit and stuff like that. And then Russ will get all the yun and gun guys, and you put a bunch of three guys around them, and you just run, and you just go, and you just keep going until teams can slow you down or stop you or whatever. And I don't see teams being able to do that. You have two of arguably the best guys in the league next to like maybe Giannis that can get to the basket and just easily generate buckets at the rim, generate fouls, things like that. Russ also has to improve on his free throw shooting. That's something else that you really need. But outside of Giannis, LeBron, and Westbrook, Ja, you could mention him. He's another one that's probably worth mentioning. But these guys that you have these two guys that one is just, like I said, an and one machine, and Russ is just the Energizer Bunny that never gets tired. Why not just keep running him, keep moving him, keep him going? I just think that we're not going to have a trouble scoring. I've said this before. We averaged 114 points a game last season. I imagine we average at least that this season. As terrible of a season as it was last year, you're going to get a good amount of points from these three alone. You're going to get probably 60 to 70 points a game just from these three. So then you just need everyone else to kind of contribute, 6 to 10 points a game. Maybe you get a guy like Kendrick Nunn who's giving you like 15 a game, stuff like that. And you're going to get to your point total. At the end of the day, can we stop somebody? That's a big factor. Can we stop, if we put up 115 points a game, can we ensure that the other team doesn't put up 115 to 116 points, right? That's where we're at. And so I'm not really concerned about the offense. Yes, could we use some more shooting? Absolutely. But a lot of these guys shoot around league average. We do have a couple guys that can shoot better. But for the most part, a majority of our team shoots around league average. But they have guys like LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. And a lot of these guys have never even played with one star, let alone several. So they're going to get open looks and shots and things like that like they've never gotten before. So I do expect a lot of these guys to sort of raise their three-point percentage. Doesn't have to be something crazy. Like I don't expect everybody to all of a sudden be a 40% three-point shooter, but I do expect guys that are around like, maybe 33% to get to like maybe 35, right? So now you're at league average. So now you're good. And even the bubble year, even the year that we won the championship, we only shot just under 35% from three. We shot 34.9, 34.8%. So it's not like we were like this elite shooting team. Not every team can be the Golden State Warriors. Not every team. Most teams that try are terrible. The teams that take the most three-pointers in the league are usually some of the worst three-point shooting teams in the league. And maybe that has to do with volume, stuff like that. But nonetheless, I expect us to be able to get to the rim. We just need all of our guys to be respectable enough to knock down threes to where teams have to contest, where they can't just pack the paint. Like, as long as you can just get a bunch of guys, a handful of guys that can at least just be respectable, just be around league average, then that means the defender has to come out to defend. Can't leave that guy wide open. So that will open up the paint for LeBron and Westbrook and Davis and guys like that. But I like where we're at. I like the idea of the offense and stuff like that. But again, however you feel, good, bad, ugly, somewhere in between, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Let me know down in the comments. Quick little shameless plug, everyone. If you enjoy my videos and commentary here on this channel, As It Stands Lakers, then check out the link down in the description below and go subscribe to As It Stands. Believe it or not, As It Stands was the first channel. If it wasn't for that channel, this channel would never have existed. Because of the success of that channel, it led me to want to create this Lakers channel. So do me a huge solid. If you're not subscribed over there, go check that out. Go subscribe over there. I talk all things sports, all teams, things like that, not just the Lakers. So if you just enjoy my commentary and want to hear me talk about other things, or you just, are a fan of other sports and other teams, go check that out. I promise you will not be disappointed. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.